Welcome! Today, I ask, what the heck does Yoshimitsu say in Tekken 8? Thanks to these people who helped me out on this one, especially Oriplane, they gave me majority of the quotes that Yoshimitsu says in the game. Without that information, this video wouldn't have been possible. Thank you so much. Apologies for the bow quote section, it's not the most comprehensive, so if there were some lines that I may have missed out, please let me know in the comment section and I'll be sure to add it in the pinned comments. Alright, let's get started. Leader of the Kanji clan, Yoshimitsu accepts a request from an investor 6 months ago of the refugee relief project. The task was to find archives that contained information on past doings of the Zaibatsu. With this information, he is led to an old underground cave. In the recesses of the cave, Yoshimitsu discovers the archives that he had been looking for. However, a faint demonic aura that had been surrounding the archives resonates with Yoshimitsu's sword and causes a wave of evil to surge forth. The sword in question is corrupted with an unquenchable bloodlust that eventually drives its wielder insane. Returning from this mission, the clan elders teach Yoshimitsu how to suppress the sword, as well as the sword's malevolent evil. Outside of the story, Yoshimitsu is intriguing to me because he doesn't speak in sentences, he speaks in idioms. To be more specific, Yoji Jukugo, and these are Japanese 4 kanji compounds that can have idiomatic meanings, typically derived from classical Chinese, Buddhist scriptures, or classical Japanese proverbs. With that information, I can only translate the idioms themselves because they are not full sentences. He is quite a kooky character, I'll say that. This is heard when you select the character and he's simply saying, all ready. Yoshimitsu appears, with Kenzan meaning meeting or appearance. This is an old style announcement of a character's arrival in a kabuki play. Outside of that, it's still used as a joke or in playful situations to announce someone's arrival. This means a touch and go situation or critical situation. Zogyo Mujo. This means impermanence of all things. This can also mean all things are transitory. And this is a Buddhist expression. This derives from discourse on the final nirvana. This is heard when you face Alisa. This simply means interesting. The Yoji Jukugo simply references being immensely curious about something. This is heard when you face Brian. If we could roughly put this into a sentence though, he is saying, let's pay off old scores, be prepared. The Yoji Jukugo in question is Fragmented Sekon, which means to exact revenge on somebody so as to settle a score, to take revenge, wipe out a grudge, which is kind of like the English idiom to pay off old scores. Kakugo means being prepared, being ready. This is heard when you face Victor. Shinken shobu means fighting in earnest or fighting with real swords. Literally means win-lose by sword. This idiom simply means giving one's effort or taking things seriously, as if it is a life or death situation. This is heard when you face Raven. Kyotendochi. This means earth-shaking, astounding, or amazing in a metaphorical sense. This is localized as Curse Blade Yoshimitsu, suppress yourself. The translation for this roughly is Demon Sword Yoshimitsu, clear your mind. This is an excerpt from the proverb Shinto me kyaku sureba himo mata suzushi, which means clear your mind of all mundane thoughts and you will find even fire cool. Now this quote originates from Summer Day at the Temple of Master Wukong by poet Du Xinhe, written during the Tang Dynasty. Its third and fourth lines here have extensively been quoted. This saying was made famous in Japanese literature by Zen priest Kaisen Joki, who supposedly uttered it while burning to death in an attack by Oda Nobunaga's forces. Wild stuff. Saraba. This simply means farewell or so long. It's an archaic way of saying goodbye. This is localized as all is vanity, and that is correct. This can also mean form is emptiness. This line in particular derives from Buddhism, the Heart Sutra, known as the Hanya Shingyo in Japanese. The line in question is Shiksoku zeku, kusoku ze shiki, which means form is emptiness, emptiness is form, which is simply the fundamental doctrine all things in this world that have a connection or reason has no intrinsic essence. This is heard when you face Brian. Inga oho, which means you reap what you sow, retribution, or simply karma. This is heard when you face Victor. Which means a treasured family sword. By today's standards, this idiom means a measure of a last resort that you use in an emergency, and it's referred to as denka no hoto in Japanese. This is heard when you face Alisa. Kikai no kokoro, which means mechanical mind or heart of a machine. This is heard when you face Raven. Ikken rakuchaku, which means an issue being settled or a case being closed. Quite simply, case closed. This is localized as I shall give my all, and that is correct. This Yojijukugo simply means to do something with all of your possible effort, with one's heart and soul. This is localized as you shall be laid to rest, though this more so means rebirth in paradise or peaceful death. So we can say have a peaceful death. This is heard when you face Brian. This is localized as my sworn enemy, though he is saying my mortal enemy. Now, Fugu Taiten means mortal enemy or being absolutely irreconcilable. Now, this idiom is based on the Book of Rights, Book 1. Within this Book of Rights, it derives from this line, which translates to one should not live under the same heaven with the enemy who has slain one's father. This idiom is used to describe a great resentment or hatred towards someone. This is localized as no mercy. The translation for this roughly is forgiveness is useless, or it's useless to forgive. This line is localized as divine justice, though he's more so saying divine punishment, as in punishment served from heaven. Amen or Hail, which derives from Buddhism. This is heard when he performs a heat engager. Dikisen hunto. This means to fight with all of one's might or making strenuous efforts. This is heard when performing a heat burst. Hisatsu senpuken, which means deadly whirlwind sword. This is heard with the heat smash divine sword Kagekyo. Senpuken, which means whirlwind sword. This is heard with the move Spirit Shield and Sword Poke Windmill. Shoten, which means ascend, as in ascension into heaven, and this line is heard with moves like Kangaroo Kick, Spirited Away during Manji Dragonfly, amongst other moves. Seibai, which means punishment, and this is heard with the move Yomi Kakenuke and Cleansing Sword Yoshimitsu. Mekyaku, which means destruction. This is heard with moves such as Wheel of Arrows into Sword Stab and Sword Stab, etc. Iza means well then, and is classical Japanese. In modern Japanese, this would be the word sa. This is heard with the move Kincho and Guillotine Crow Trap. Means sheath, and this is heard with the move Mutto no Kiwami, which means unsheath, and this is heard with the move Bato Kakugo under Mutto no Kiwami. Kamikaze, which means divine wind. This is heard with the move Kamikaze, amongst other moves. Which means certain kill or instant death, and this is heard with moves Moonsault Slayer or Saka no Bori, which means how absurd or how laughable. This is heard when blocked with the chip damage or armor move Toita Daoshi. Seppuku. This is heard with the move Harakiri. Ipatsu Gyakuten, which means a miraculous comeback, or turning the tables with a single successful attack. Which means all prepared. This is heard with the move Manji Kick. Kaishu means collect. This is heard with the move Soul Siphon. Zote, which means present. This is heard with the move Soul Possession. Jigaji-san, which means self-praise or singing one's own praises. This is heard with the Indian healing stance taunt. Means what? And this is heard when a tackle is broken or when parried by the opponent. This means damn you. This is heard when he's knocked out. The person behind Yoshimitsu's intriguing voice is Tomokazu Seki, who has voiced him since Tekken 4. There's been a variation of voices that he has done for Yoshi as a character, and it has been consistent. Though in Tekken 8 it feels more like there is a kabuki intonation, as in something you'd hear from a kabuki play. There's a lot of vocal intonation, projection of the voice. It's theatrical and intriguing to watch. So to hear that in Yoshimitsu when it comes to this game wasn't surprising, but it was very much something I wasn't expecting. Then you pair that with the vocal effects on his voice, and it does make a lot of what he says difficult to decipher compared to previous games. But nonetheless, I love how Seki gave it a very kabuki style. And that answers this question. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.